Yeah, he was excited to watch this episode. We're live now. We're doing the podcast now.
Oh, okay.
Frank,
and that's how we start.
Was that real?
Yeah.
That was such a sarcastic sneeze.
I put some extra gusto on it for you.
Give me the finger via sneeze. That was insane. Like a bunch of little middle fingers flew out.
You got to put a headphone warning on this one.
Yeah. I'll have to censor that out.
Yeah. Just make it one long bleep.
Practicing them dad sneezes.
Yeah.
I got a dad sneeze for sure.
Yeah, I do too. I got the dad waking up down to a T though. My wife wakes me up before I'm ready. Just, what?
Do you do that?
I don't want to ride the pony.
Yeah. Do I do the what, Phoenix?
You got to clear out like 7 people's nasal passages.
Yeah.
That thing.
Basically. That thing.
Crack yourself on the way to the toilet. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, I blow at least 6 snot rockets every time I take a shower.
Yeah, that's all. It's the best time to do it.
It really is. Especially if you shower before bed, then you go to bed, nose is nice and clear.
Yeah. I mean, I just blow up before bed, but yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to use the shower. Do you take a second shower just so you can do that?
No, I mean, I just usually shower before I go to bed.
Oh, you're one of those. You're a lady. You're a beautiful lady. It's fine.
I like to turn off all the lights, step in the shower, and just put my head under it.
I like to light a scented candle.
Yeah, exactly. I gotta make a night of it. Okay, all right.
Yeah. And I just treat myself.
Very white.
Oh, welcome to LIW The Twilight Zone review. Let's hear a theme song, shall we?
Sure.
Adam, pick a number 1 to 4.
3.
Jansen, 1 to 5.
1.
Well, where's my dad?
Well, it should be obvious to even the most dim-witted individual who holds a degree in hyperbolic topology that Homer Simpson has stumbled into the 3rd dimension.
Bordering in Wonderland, the Twilight Zone review.
Homer, where are you?
I'm somewhere where I don't know where I am.
Welcome to LIW Twilight Zone review, episode 203, The Encounter. 531, The Twilight Zone. I'm Phoenix West.
I'm Adam Wilcox.
I'm Frank Links.
I'm Jansen Carlin.
We did it.
2 in a row. Wow, look at that.
I know. This is exciting. What's happening? Who's talking?
I plugged I plugged the wrong cord into my iPad.
All right.
Yeah.
No rush. Let me know when you're ready. We'll play the intro to the episode. I was just saying before we started going live that it was weird that you weren't here because you were the one that was super excited to watch this episode.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, that's what I kind of wanted to come in last minute because I didn't want to blow my load before the.
Oh God.
Someone else was blowing their load when we got live. Before we got live.
No, I mean no God. Okay. No, there's episodes that yeah, this is one of the episodes. Yeah, I'll get into it later. Here we go.
I found some stuff I haven't even seen since the war. Hey, get a load of this, will you? Can you imagine I once got into it?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, you're just being polite. I'm a tub of rancid lard now, but I was pretty tough once. I went all through Saipan and Okinawa. Yeah, check my fruit salad. Crazy, huh?
Yeah.
It's a genuine samurai sword. Not a fake like most you see around. I took it off a Jap officer who tried to cut off my noggin. There's something engraved on it. Maybe you can translate it for me.
What happened?
I'm gonna kill him.
Oh.
I'm gonna kill him. Two men alone in an attic. A young Japanese American and a seasoned veteran of yesterday's war. It's 20-odd years since Pearl Harbor, but two ancient opponents are moving into position for a battle in an attic, crammed with skeletons, souvenirs, mementos, Old uniforms and rusted metals. Ghosts from the dim reaches of the past that will lead us into the Twilight Zone.
Spooky. Okay, so
Yeah.
Frank, you were the one that was excited to watch this. Go ahead and
Tell us why
say
you're
your
wrong.
piece, I guess.
Okay, so my grandfather had a VHS tape with like 5 episodes on it, and I know it was Nightmare at 20,000 Feet was on there.
Previously on LIW The Twilight Zone review,
Huh?
we talked about that. We
About
made a
what?
No, I was just saying, referencing that we did talk about that before. The
The what?
VHS.
Oh, right. So basically, this episode was on there, and this was back in this was back in the early '80s when I was watching this with my grandfather. So he was telling me that this episode, they banned it. This is the only way you can get it is through the VHS. And wow, was it racist as fuck? That guy is awesome. Yeah, racism at its best.
And that's why Frank likes it.
No. Why I like it is it's like yeah, and that's why I like that 4th season episode that you hate. Nightmare at like 20 fathoms or whatever. Remember that?
30 Fathom Grave.
That one, because that one was on the VHS as well, right? And I think well, I think the other one was Where Is Everybody, and the first the librarian glasses thing, that was on it too. But I just remember this episode the most because my grandfather would watch this one and then the hour-long one, the 4th season one, over and over. Like he liked these two the most, so I watched them the most as a little kid, and that's what got me into the Twilight Zone to begin with. Was my grandfather. So like this episode holds sentimental value to me, where it's the reason why I like the entire. That's the reason why I like the Twilight Zone to begin with, was this episode. So
yeah, I can appreciate that. But now that you watch it with a clear head in your mid to late 30s.
It's so racist. Wow. But it's so deliciously racist. It really is. It's like Rod went for it, man. He's like, I don't care. This is my last season anyway. What are they gonna do? Fire me? This was basically Rod's dropping the mic. Peace out.
Clan rally.
Yeah.
Adam, thoughts?
I'm
sorry.
No, am I supposed to go, or is that just Jansen messing with me?
No,
Yeah, it was just me messing with you, but you can also go. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, I like this episode. I think this one was doing a better job of what I Am the Night, Color Me Black was trying to do. I clearly heard the message here. And also, I just wanted to mention, this is the first time I've really ever seen George Takei act. He brought the pain. He did a really good job. It was refreshing to see. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Adam. I thought he was an airplane at one point, man. He turned into an airplane, and I was like, "Whoa! Oh, it's Takei!" It was that good.
He was on another world, and I was like, they never let him do anything on Star Trek ever, except say warp speed. That's all he ever does on that show. So
chase around a guy with a samurai sword.
Yeah, it was one episode where he's drunk and he's fencing the entire ship. But other than that, you never really get to see him act, and it was refreshing to see him act for a change. So
him and Shatner have just become caricatures of themselves in the last years, where you can't take them seriously at all. And I agree, it was nice to see you. And I watched it, and I was like, wow, he can really act. Too bad it's this.
Yeah.
I mean, it was his first credit, right?
I think so. It predates Star Trek for sure. I don't remember it saying introducing George Takei.
It's not his first credit, but it's among the first things that he's done.
Yeah.
He started acting in 1955, doing voice stuff, but it's uncredited, and then a few TV shows and shit.
Yeah. When was Star Trek? When was that
66?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's a couple years before that.
Yeah, like a decade or so.
Huh?
Like a decade. This was 64.
Episode 64.
Yeah, you said 76.
66.
66. Yeah.
I heard 76. My bad.
No, I think 79 was Star Trek: The Motion Picture.
Yeah.
76 would have been Phase 2 if they ever would have gotten greenlit.
What was the first one? Voyager or Voyager? Voyager.
Yeah, that's the first movie.
Yeah, that was cringe. I was like, ugh.
It is.
Yeah, like come on. They're gonna speak English sort of, but they can't spell that word. Say that word. It's like the easiest word to spell out.
Into the orifice.
Voyager, not Voyager. I mean, like you did.
Spoiler for Star Trek, the motion picture. Jeez, Frank.
I know, right? Yeah,
We'll need a couple more decades to watch that movie. All right.
I think it's been decades since I've seen it. I can barely.
I'll just always remember it as the first time I was ever, sexually attracted to a bald woman.
That's interesting.
Yeah. It was the first. Wasn't the last. It was definitely the first.
That's definitely a box I haven't checked off my list, but I'm sure I will.
Atom unit. Do anything for you?
The carbon-based life form, the Kirk unit.
Okay, the AI chick. She was bald. In AI, or what was it called? Was it called AI? Not the one with Haley Joel Osment. The one where it was the two guys up in the mountains, and she broke out.
I think that's Brokeback Mountain.
No, yeah, because all the she's in
that chick that played Joker, she was hot.
I thought it was called AI
or Donnie Darko. That actress are really going at it, I have no idea what you're talking about, Frank, but let's
you know what I'm talking about though?
No, nobody does.
You lost us all.
You contemplate on whatever ball chick you want to bang. That's a robot.
Well, I was really reaching, okay? That's all I'm saying. I mean, okay.
Adam, did you
I think we just witnessed Frank have an aneurysm.
Frank's brain just exploded. So, Adam, did you finish your review?
For now, yeah. We're not doing scores yet, right? So
yeah, let's hold off. Because
I'm going to cut you off, Adam.
I'll go next.
No, you can cut me off. I was done. Yeah,
I'll go next. We'll go counterclockwise. Yeah, I like the episode in a weird way, but also in the same way, it's kind of terrible.
I feel that.
Like I like the way it's shot. It looks great. I love the actors. I love everything about it that way.
The acting itself is great.
Yeah, but then when you're like, "What the fuck was that about?" Oh, just race. Oh, okay.
But dude, we got our window.
Yeah,
I was so happy. It was because the window was what was like basically Rod's just dropped the mic.
Yeah, Rod leaving the show.
Yeah, this was literally like the episode that Rod left.
I didn't see that coming. I was like a little like, whoa.
Oh, dude, it was like I standed up and cheered. I was like, yeah,
that made me laugh so hard.
It was like I was just like, come on, window. Oh,
I was so bored. It's weird that obviously people have seen this, so we can talk about the ending and stuff. But when he kills the guy, and all of a sudden he sits there with a sword and he kind of stares at it, and I was like, okay, what? Oh my god! I had to set down my stuff. I was like, holy shit!
I'll be honest with you, it was a little awkward that moment where he killed the guy. I had to back up the video a couple times and like, wait, how did he die? Because it's kind of like it snaps really quick, and it's like, did George Takei put because. It's
fall
just,
on the sword.
Yeah, it's hard. It doesn't really. I don't feel like the camera editing right there in that little spot.
No, like don't get it. The sword killed him. Get it? The sword did it.
Oh, I understand the premise of it. I had to back it up a couple times. I'm like, what happened here? Like, yeah, how did he?
I figured, it was 64. So how do you really go about showing somebody getting
on national TV? You can't
exactly like so. You have to do it. Yeah, like or make it look so damn awkward that you really got to use your imagination on how he just got impaled. it just
seemed like a really awkward jump cut to where I had to go back and rewind it a couple times. And it's still not real clear.
I wanted Takei to be holding the sword, and the sword just jumps out of his hand and sticks right in the middle of the guy. Like that would have been perfect.
Yeah, practically did.
No, but like, okay, so yeah, let me play this real quick because I think I have something like that. Damn, what was it? Because recorded a few things.
Every time he throws that blade too, I like
Yeah.
part of me inside died because I love those kind of swords. They're so beautiful, and it's like every time he throws, I'm like, no.
Maybe so.
You wouldn't like to have it, would
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
No.
it is.
What would I do with it? Why, give it back to me, of course. Point first. I don't know what you're talking about.
What? 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 What the fuck does that mean?
You just
Point
interrupted yourself interrupting it.
I know. Fuck me.
It meant
Give it back to me. Point first. It means
kill me.
stick me with it.
I mean, no. What? Yeah, that's what I thought. Right? Like,
Yeah.
like, I was like, was he really that blunt about it, or?
Well, I mean,
He's pushing.
I mean,
him to kill him.
he's stupid for one, racist for two. He's like at least 6-7 beers deep because he keeps offering this dude beers and he's not taking them, but he's still offering them. He's like, I'm gonna have one because I need one.
Can I pause there and ask a quick question about that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Did he kept saying that George Takei took a beer? Did he ever take a beer? I never saw it.
I think he
Wow.
took it one time.
Did he drink?
Twice.
Yeah, he definitely took a couple of swigs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it. I didn't think about it till after. I'm like, I don't remember him.
Well, I mean, like me personally, I can't drink, but some people get so fucking offended if you do not take the beer. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I'll say, okay, thanks, and I'll take it, and I'll fake like I'm drinking it. So he could have faked it.
That's weird.
What, me?
Yeah.
I'm allergic to grain alcohol. What do you want?
I
Say,
wonder-
hey, I'm allergic to grain alcohol.
I don't feel like saying that to people because they look at you like, what? Like, I'm just like, I would rather just say thanks and then we can move on and not
I
make
mean, it's a lot easier than telling people you're recovering
No,
alcoholic.
Here's the
I
real
just
problem.
don't
with
want
it.
it. I would
Here's
rather
the real
not focus
problem.
on my
okay?
on an allergy I have that I don't want to bring up.
Here's the real problem with that. Okay, that's a waste of a fucking beer if you take it. Okay, that's
Well,
the real problem.
In some situations, it's just good to get a little bit past that and move along. And you
No,
know,
fuck you.
well,
fuck you.
they were already counting on losing money on the beer because they offered it to me. What happened to after that is not their problem anymore. It's my problem.
That is putting yourself. That's weird. But anyway,
In like different business situations, you know what I mean? Like you go and you meet.
I get it. My wife's allergic to corn, so she like can't drink like hardly anything, and there's a lot of food she can't eat, and it's much easier to say, "Oh no, thanks," or just take it and like don't touch it. I get that.
I mean, it is a lot harder to fake eating a cob of corn.
Yeah. Well, I mean, most corn products she can't either. So there's a lot of beer and alcohol that she can't have.
She's popcorn like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
so good.
Wow.
Quick question: where's your vacuum? I just feel like cleaning up behind the couch.
you have a-
dropped a lot of
do
this
you have a-
popcorn.
Do you have a dog?
Why is my cat?
Why you ask? No reason.
Why is my cat so goddamn fat?
Yeah.
The wall's really greasy and the cat's fat. What is
You've
happening?
been feeding your cat buttered corn on the cob for the past 6 months.
It's like The Simpsons when he wipes the hamburger on the wall and the wall becomes clear and the bird hits it.
Oh my god.
So,
Good shit.
yeah, I just thought it was kind of a dumb story that I didn't think was told that well, but I
Well-
liked everything about it. And like,
There wasn't really a story to it at all, really. I mean, what was
it's
the
the stupidest fucking
story?
story? It's a
Yeah,
stupid
like-
fucking story, and we'll get into that in a minute. But
And what was the Twilight Zone aspect of it, other than the door being locked?
It's
That's
just
my
two
real
people
question.
coming to terms with guilt.
Yeah.
That's really all it is. It's just two people coming to terms with guilt and not being able to hide from it, and the guilt literally consumes them. That's what it is.
Mhm.
yeah, he says that in the outro, but I didn't feel that when I
Me
watched
I
it.
neither.
picked up on it towards the middle of the episode. Like these are two people that are just
Yeah.
driven by guilt to the point where they can't live normal lives. So
There's such a
Yeah, this is Gran Torino, but a little bit more murdery.
yeah, kind of. Gran Torino did it better. Yeah.
Enough for nothing. You did watch your dad, spy on the Americans and then watch them all die in front of you.
Yeah.
That kind of does fuck up.
Then you ran off and joined Starfleet, you coward.
Right? Well, but like all the boy, like
away.
let me just play some like.
As he was falling out the window, he got beamed up.
The sword will avenge me. His that it, Arthur? I wouldn't know. Oh, come off it, Arthur.
Look, Mr. Fenton, I work for a living and I'm kind of in a hurry.
Listen, Tarl. What's all this stuff about working for a living? Now, you mentioned that twice. Don't you think I work for a living?
I didn't say.
I've been working for a living ever since I was a kid. And at a job a lot tougher than mowing lawns, I'll tell you that. Right up until last week when I got laid off, I drove a cat. You know what a cat is, Arthur? Well, I can tell you this, it ain't no sports car. It's a big earth mover. You ever moved the earth, Arthur? No, of course not. You manicure it.
I gotta get going.
Oh, what's the rush? Sit down, drink your beer.
Can I ask if the R-rated version that you made of this is just him offering him a beer? Like every single clip is just him offering him a beer. If not, you need to make a master cut of that.
I will say that the filthy version of this, that scene is way grosser. But
I mean, speaking of that, like, whenever this is on Siffy, goddamn, do they chop the shit out of this episode?
do they really?
Yeah, well, they aired it for the first time in 2016, which is insane. And I watched it, and it was chopped all to hell. Oh boy, they cut a whole lot of scenes out.
Oh wow!
It was literally like probably 10 minutes long.
Jansen, we'll finish your thoughts, and then we'll move on to a couple things. But
Okay. Overall, I did not hate it. Like we were saying before, I enjoyed like the acting was really good, that the dialogue was decent. The overtones of racism and all that kind of bullshit, it falls on deaf ears. Like, I mean, it's not something, it doesn't hold up for me. Obviously this issue is something that's, I feel like, mostly behind us, specifically. But
back then, dude, it was like what? Like,
yeah, back then I can
not even
understand.
20 years old yet.
Yeah, back then I can understand how important
and
it was.
And check this out, George Takei, like when he was like 4, he was put in an American
camp.
detention center.
Yeah,
from 41 to 45.
Wow.
Yeah, so
he did a play about it.
What's that?
He did a play about it.
Yeah, and went to Broadway with it. What kind? Like, wow. I don't want to go see that.
Right.
I will say this: that George Takei is one of the funniest guys on Twitter. Though some of his stuff is just it gets me rolling. Like it's poignant, but it's also funny. Like he takes everything from a sense of humor's point of view, and I appreciate that about him.
And so speaking of, let me quote him. His name is George Takei because it rhymes with gay. That's what he said.
Oh my! Is he still alive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yep.
I mean,
there's only a few of them left, but there's still a few of them. Yeah.
I mean,
he's circling the drain. He's looking more like Skeletor every day, but he's still around.
I mean,
What? Just being honest. If I can't be honest here, where can I be honest? I mean, let you get away with your white hood shit, okay?
Do we still have Scotty?
No, he's gone. The only ones that are left is Nichelle Nichols, William Shatner, George Takei, that rhymes with gay, and
Leonard Nimoy.
well, I think Walter Koenig's still around.
Yeah, I think Walter Koenig's still alive.
Yeah, you don't hear from him much.
Leonard Nimoy's still around.
He passed away 2 years ago. Yeah,
2 years ago.
Yeah, about 2 years ago.
That sucks.
Oh, big time. Yeah, because he was the coolest one of all of them.
He died 5 years ago. He died in 2015.
Oh, that's right.
Who? How about Chip Chipperson?
Who?
It's not on the front page of the cast. I'm not looking for it.
I have a no Chip Chipperson references from Frank. I have a rule, and he just brought him up.
Oops. Well, there goes Frank.
So I muted him.
Okay.
He can laugh over there.
Anyways, to finish up my thoughts before I was so rudely interrupted by Francis. Now that he's muted, I'm just going to take full advantage. Overall, it was a middle of the road episode for me. I'd give it a solid 6 out of 10. Like I didn't super enjoy it, but I didn't hate it either. It didn't do anything special for me, but it was a decent episode. Like Phoenix was saying, the story just didn't really go anywhere. Wasn't terrible, a lot of a plot there, but obviously the conversation in and of itself was pretty good, and the acting as well. So that's where I'm at.
Okay, I gave it a 7 based on just production, because it's a really good looking episode. I love the setting. It's unusual. It's strange. It's everything except the stupid story, which is weird that I'm saying that, because the story should be the most important thing, but it's not in this case for me. I really enjoyed watching it and watching these actors. I was invested, and by the time he brought out the sword and killed him, I just stopped caring. That's why when he jumped out the window, I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, I forgot. I haven't seen this in a while.
Phoenix, would you say this one is like story and then execution?
Yeah.
Story. You know what I mean? Like the way that they put it together, they put a lot into it, more than maybe what it deserved.
They thought they were doing something so deep. It felt like this is going to be a deep story that resonates, and they've already done something like this that did it much better. And the story itself falls way fucking flat, and not even mentioning the magical sword. There's a couple elements of this episode I absolutely
The magical sword and the door, they were in cahoots together.
Yeah. My first note, here's how enthralled I was with the acting. My first note is kills him finally. That's how far into the episode before I took a note.
Banzai.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, we got it.
Banzai out window for some reason, and then the door at the end.
Dude, there doesn't need to be a reason. I was so happy. I was so happy. Dude. I was like, yeah,
you are entering.
Finally, we got our window.
Adam, out of 10.
Out of 10, I would give this one a 7. Mostly for me, for his performance by George Takei. It rhymes with gay. Okay. It was nice to see him acting in something. Just trying to deliver a performance, no matter how weak the story was. He elevated it at least enough for me. I agree with you on the story. I think the story is probably the weakest link here. There wasn't really a lot of story to tell. And of course, looking at it from a 2020 perspective, why in the hell would anybody go up in an attic with a guy that's like 6-7 beers deep anyway? It's like you're just asking to have a bad time at that point. So you can only feel so sorry for somebody that's dumb enough to go up in an attic with a drunk war veteran. So, yeah.
Like, how the hell did George Takei hear his radio from the fucking 3rd floor attic out front? and he goes in, there's really no radio. I think he snuck in and was robbing the place, and then he's like, "Oh shit, he's home."
Here's the George Takei reference I was talking about. It's George Takei, as in rhyme with the gay. Takai, as in rhymes with oh my, is incorrect, but it means expensive, so I don't mind.
Oh my god, that's really him.
Yeah. I saw that when he put that, because I've been following him forever, so I saw that. And I was like, oh, I was saying it like you guys were, because that's how.
Also, I want to say this isn't the only episode that George Takei was in on the Twilight Zone. He was in another one too, wasn't he?
No.
He was in one of the new ones, of the new series.
The worst episode of all time. You might also like.
Oh, yeah,
the one with the aliens, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep. Okay.
Just the voice, though. Yes.
He does a lot of voice acting.
Oh yeah. Well, he's got a good voice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how old is he now?
80 something. I think he's like 85.
God bless him.
And yeah, the guy's awesome. I hope I'm that spry and witty when I'm 85, and not just dead of suicide
83.
4 years ago.
Yo, that rhymed, Joe. Kick it.
Shut up, Frank.
That's the perfect reaction.
So you give it a 7. I gave it a 7. Jensen 6. Frank, it was not your episode, but like you were excited to watch this. You mentioned last week, I can't wait to watch this with you. You mentioned the last few live streams we've done. What is your rating out of 10?
I've been mentioning this since, I think I even mentioned this the first episode I ever did with you, dude.
You've been talking about it for a while, and I'm sick of hearing about it. So what's your out of 10?
10. This is a 10 out of 10 for me.
You really give it a 10?
This is my top 5. Hands down.
If this tells you anything about this episode, 12 out of the 15 photos on IMDb for this episode are of George Takei.
No,
Straight-
like
I like the other guy.
I just love like some of the acting and like the twists and turns is like this is so unrealistic. Like
Yeah.
what?
It does have a bit of B movie like.
Yeah,
cheese
like
quality.
there's so much cheese, dude. I was just swimming in cheese like I was a big like just big tortilla chip. And
But
like,
the reason I didn't like it as much as spur of the moment, like cheese factor, is because it's cheese mixed with
racism.
racism in a way that they think they're being deep, and it's so muddied. By
Yeah.
the time you get to the end, Rod's like, the guilt really got to him there. Don't be racist or it doesn't matter because he kills him and
Like-
kills himself because he's Japanese, so therefore bonsai out the window.
But yeah, like the reason I liked it is because Rod was like, how on earth can I make him as racist as possible in 1964?
Well, he's also mean.
Get-
drunk.
get away
I mean,
with
it's like drink, poke, drink, poke. He's
Yeah.
constantly jabbing it, waiting for some kind of reaction out of him. And then,
If I was a soldier, right, and we went to war with say Australia, right, and then 5 years later the war is over, I killed a bunch of Australians, and an Australian comes up into my attic, I'm not going to tell him about
goes,
my
"Oh, I got
glory days of killing all of his Australians.
Oi, Frank, let's put some shrimp on the barbie.
Check out this fruit salad of me killing the fuck out of your food.
Frank, let's have a Foster's, eh?
Got a VP long neck.
But like, who, you know what I mean? But it's like, who does that? what a jerk off.
Hey, Frank, that's not a knife. That's a knife.
That's a knife.
What else I had? When he's pulling the tab on the beer, I was like, oh, thank God they don't make them like that anymore.
Yeah.
Where you had to tear it off.
Those cans are
I've
gross.
seen
For
a
some reason, I could
bottle of-
smell the mildew on those fucking things when he was opening them.
Yeah, I mean, he did use a bottle opener on the one, I think.
Those things look like pure tetanus. Just pure tetanus.
Yeah,
I remember those from childhood, like being around, and I'm so glad they're done.
Remember picking them up off the sidewalk and shit? Yeah.
Oh yeah, so much trash. Yeah.
But,
Poor Indian always crying.
So I put a thing out on Twitter, and like I did last week, which is right before we went live, and asking any thoughts on the encounter or Mr. Garrity and the Graves, because they're talking about both today on the live stream, not so much the podcast if you're listening there. But nobody talked about the encounter. They're all Mr. Garrity and the Graves. So there goes Twitter.
Gold.
What did they like it? I mean, don't tell me they liked it.
Nobody
Wait.
gave a shit
It was awful.
about this episode.
Oh,
Wait, what episode are you saying is awful, Frank?
The next one.
Hold on. We'll talk about that next time.
No.
We're a podcast, goddammit. We're talking about
Shut the fuck up. Nobody
All right,
asked
so the
you.
encounter. You know,
Drunk?
I guess Jansen and I will be getting into it next episode, but wait for that.
Damn right we will.
Until then, let's be cool.
You pieces of shit can wait.
But I'll take I mean,
Fuck you.
we can be friends and fight later.
Well, this has a 7.3. Mr. Garrity and the Graves is a 7.8.
As it should.
Right. And the episode before this was an 8.3, so I don't care.
Yeah, I don't know. They might
Yeah,
not be. I don't know.
Yeah, these ratings can go right to hell in a handbasket. That's
Okay.
right. I see
You got me there. I can't even argue with that because that episode's dumb as shit.
I know. It's literally my top worst episode next to Bewitching Pool, probably.
What episode did I post a poster for today on the Twitter? Because I do the daily things on the LIW The TZ Review Twitter, and it was.
Don't you have Twitter up? Can't you just look?
I have to get it back up.
Oh no!
I have a hard time getting it up.
God forbid.
Let me find out. So it was. Let's see here. Oh, it
Yes,
was.
get it back up, Jansen.
Speaking of, in the next
You want me
episode,
to play a?
I want to keep talking.
I'm sorry.
So it was the grave. That was the episode I put the poster up today because it came out on today's date, 1961. And this guy, so many people are just like, one of my top 5, one of my top 10. And I'm like, doesn't even make my top 50.
Graves?
The Graves. Not my top 50, maybe not even my top 75.
I think it's my bottom 40.
It's an episode you've heard it before because it's an urban legend. Stabs the knife into the grave, runs away, and gets terrified because they think it's the person. You know that's urban legend. That's the episode, and people fucking
Never
love
heard
it.
of that before in my life, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, either. Yeah.
I mean, I liked it the first time I saw it. It was better.
It's in one of those scary stories that tell in the dark. Those books where they go and they stab the grave and they run away, and they think they're being clutched by the dead person in the grave, but really it's just they stab the knife into their clothing.
What was that Nickelodeon show back in the day?
Are You Afraid of the Dark?
That's it. Thank you. Nice. New podcast, LIW. Are You Afraid of the Dark? I don't know. Maybe.
Allie just said the encounter was kind of racist, and I just got a message from Jansen that said there's a message on there, and I saw that. Yeah, I wrote kinda. Yeah, it was.
This episode was hella racist. It was deliciously racist.
I was literally going to say it was deliciously racist.
I mean,
it was
it's the kind of racist where you're at like a family get together and like it's going down and like you pull up a chair and like sit down with some popcorn or some Chex Mix and just watch it happen. That's the kind of racism it was.
This is Blazing Saddles racist.
Yeah. No, I mean, at least Blazing Saddles racist was funny, like on purpose.
Yeah. Well, this was on purpose too. But my point being is come on, it was pretty good. Like it was almost like you had to have a mystical tale behind it, right? For you to excuse the racist. You know what I mean?
Didn't work.
Yeah, they kind of glossed over the mystical tale part because I wasn't really feeling that.
Now,
remember the conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's just like Rod fought in the war and in the Pacific, so he killed a lot of Japs. So maybe this is one of those, fuck you, Japs. I don't know. I mean,
it's kind of what Adam and I are saying. It's the racism stuff is whatever. I can ignore that because he's telling the story of these two characters, and that kind of works with these two characters. It's stupid, but and we're gonna view it as racist now. That's one thing, but the mysticism part, the magical samurai sword, is so underplayed. Why even have it?
Yeah, it was such a red herring.
You could have really made this something if you'd have played that up a little bit more, but they decided to spend all that time on more dialogue because this is a dialogue-heavy episode.
Yeah. The fact that he literally said, I throw it away in the trash and it always comes back. Like if I had an inanimate object that magically kept appearing in my house, and I know that there was no way possible, I would start freaking out. I wouldn't be this calm.
No, bro, you put that shit on eBay. People buy that stuff. They do.
You can't sell it.
Yeah, but you sell it, you ship it away, and then for some reason it comes back.
Yeah, you got people selling haunted Nintendos on eBay.
As long as it shows up at their house and then disappears, you're fine. You can keep reselling that motherfucker over and over. Not get brought down by eBay.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Holy shit, you make a ton of money. It just,
I have to.
It and shows up.
If it takes longer than 3 days, I'll have to send it to you again because
but I wouldn't just sit there and say, oh yeah, it's junk, just like everything else. Here's my fruit salad.
Yeah, can you toss my fruit salad for me? I just wish they cut out the magical sword elements completely, because he has one line about I've been trying to get rid of this for years, and then one line later where he's like, I will kill him. I will kill, like the sword is talking to him.
And that never really played back either.
Why?
None of it works.
It really didn't pay off. Yeah.
It's just
stupid.
But I mean, the dialogue between them, it's so batshit insane. People don't say this to each other and then react. They attacked each other. George Sakai almost won, and then he's like, "Hey, I was just joking." It's like, what? And then they go back to like everything's cool.
They do that like 5 or 6 times too.
I
That's
know.
fucking annoying about it.
Well, he has my least favorite personality, which is the guy who is aggressive, like, and will slap your back and like, come on, I'm just fucking with you. What's your like? Calm the like. You're fucking irritating.
The stereotypical mean drunk. Yeah.
You're pushing me, and then you're getting mad that I'm getting offended, and you're calling me a pussy for being offended when you're being so obnoxious. That's literally my least favorite personality type.
But isn't that the stereotypical mean drunk though? Where
Come
they
on,
slap
Adam.
them around, have a beer, and then slap them around some more. You know?
Adam, I'm just fucking around. Come on.
You know? Yeah.
Like literally I have a boy that once he starts drinking, if it gets past 8:30, like I gotta leave, because if I don't, he'll just start hitting me. You know what I mean?
Oh God.
And getting all mad, and I'm like, dude, like, you know, like in the same spot. Like the one time he got me twice, and I'm like, one more time, dude. I don't want to do this. You know what I mean?
I had a
Like,
friend like that in elementary school, and I elbowed him in the face, and I never talked to him again.
well, yeah. I mean, like, you
He
know,
was drunk.
this was like last year and shit. So
Elbow to the bridge of the nose.
no, I mean, if I would have fucked him up real bad,
Yeah, you seem like a manslaughter type of person.
I am.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
Well, dude, South Jersey's all sand, dude. It's so easy to dig a hole.
And for the ocean to wash it away.
No,
You go further inshore. Okay.
no, yeah. I mean, dude. Moving on.
That's the other thing that mean drunks do too is they want to get you in a room, get you drunk, and then force you into a conversation that you can't crawl your way out of, and just force you to stay there and watch you squirm because they like get off on it. It's disgusting.
It's exactly what he did.
Yeah, it's exactly what he did.
Yeah, and he was taking his frustrations out on his wife leaving and him losing his job because he's a fucking drunk. And you know, you don't know, you don't understand why you got fired because driving a gigantic machine that could kill people.
A cat.
Drunk, a cat, an earth mover.
Drive a cat. He's like proud of that.
This is back before cats were like, they're really small now.
Yeah.
This is back when they were big.
They're, I mean, they still have big ones. I mean,
they still do. I'm just saying back then, like, there was no small cats. There was just the big machine. So he's driving this fucking shit face probably.
I mean, have you seen the biggest one? It is made by Caterpillar. It's insane, dude. It
drove over his foreman's foot.
I mean, it's like a land ship.
Yeah, there's some fucking huge ones, but I don't think he's driving that one.
You gotta climb a bunch of ladders, and it's like a bridge. You're standing there like a bridge.
I'm glad you brought this up, Frank, because this is my next thing I wanted to get to was I think he wants to die. Like he says it, but this is even before he says that in the episode. I was getting that vibe. He's talking about losing his job, losing his wife. He went and stayed at her sister's, but she'll be back. Don't worry. He doesn't think she's gonna be back. He's lying to her. He's lying to him this time, and the dude just realized I've forced everything out of my life. Like I've cut everything off. I got nothing left. I'm gonna put all my fucking problems on this kid, and just forces him to kill him. And that's why I don't think the magical sword should have been involved, because I think it's a way more interesting story if it's just a guy who gets so fed up with this guy being a super racist that he kills him instead of some dead Japanese guy who was killed wrongly. What?
They really messed up with some of that story, man.
Yeah, like all I want to say is I think he had to put that in to make it somewhat mystical and sci-fi enough for it to be not just a straight up racist fucking episode.
No, but
I mean, he had to put that in to break it up and make it. You know what I mean? Like, of course, he didn't have to add that, but he added it for adding its sake. Because if he didn't add that, wow, would it just been just a propaganda for racism? I mean,
I don't really agree. Okay, I do agree with what you're saying. I think that's why he did it.
Yeah.
But I think Death's Head Revisited is a way better example of how to do that. Where
but he cared back then.
Yes, the mystical elements are part of the story. This felt like he wrote a story and went, "Oh shit, I have to do it like this. I have to, and he literally went, all right, there's a sword, talks to it. All right,
Here's my racist.
later.
Yes, so.
The door's locked. You don't know why. Okay,
It's like a Ryan Johnson plot.
It just felt like,
Yeah.
get it off my desk. I want this fucking thing out of here. I don't care. I'm done. I put mysticism.
You know what I really need off my chest? How much I hate the freaking Japs. So here we go. Oh, mystical. Yeah. I'll get away with it.
That's what it felt like to me. It felt like an afterthought, and it doesn't work. And just get it the fuck out of there. Like, you don't need it. It muddies the story down, and it's way more interesting without it.
And plus in 64, I think you had to add that there just because it was 64. I mean,
yeah.
if you did that today, you'd be like, why are you adding that shit? Yeah, you didn't have to, because I mean I've watched so much worse on just CBS. But what I'm saying is like I think it's he did that because of the time that he did it in. Well, I think that was the furthest he's ever pushed in his life with this show.
Yeah.
This other actor, Neville Brand, he's one of my favorite. He's in one of my favorite horror movies, or not horror movies, war movies of all time. Stalag 17. I absolutely adore that movie. Stalag 17 and The Dirty Dozen. Those are usually the two that I break out on Memorial Day.
Does Sifi do a Memorial Day TZ marathon? I think so. Right?
Memorial Day? I don't think so.
No,
I mean,
he does
doing New Year's, right?
Jansen's over there lording Wonderland, so I sent him some picture of the AT&T girl.
I'm just being quiet because I don't really have much to add left to this one. I'm sorry, but that was a really random
That's
thing.
why I did it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm gonna look.
I'm just gonna play some.
Nice, clean-cut lad who helps old ladies across the street. He has to be a highly trained combat machine with split-second reactions in place of emotions. He's on wires, on his toes. His nerve ends are dead. And he's as cold and as hard and as rigid as his helmet. In fact, there's nothing more terrible to meet on a dark night than a fighting man with an M1, a Thompson, a grenade, or even his bare hands.
Young! Over here!
Fuck.
Come on, then,
PTSD much, dude. Jesus Christ.
Are those clips from Quality of Mercy?
It was just, like he was going nuts.
Yeah. Oh, Callie on YouTube just said the reasons for each character's guilt don't really work, especially Arthur's. So let's talk about that.
All right.
What's involved Jansen?
True.
Okay, Jansen's out.
So Jansen agrees. All right.
We might as well have you on a fucking soundboard. You're useless.
I can fucking get used to that.
So, speaking of soundboard, we recorded this before. Here we go.
Yeah. Phoenix has a small wiener. Indeed. Indubitably. Phoenix has a small wiener. Yes.
We all have small wieners.
One more time.
We all have small wieners. Yes, we do.
Phoenix has a small wiener. True.
While we're waiting for Frank.
True.
What? I don't. Yeah, you're great. Your penis is awesome. Can we move along?
It's small. But, okay, so Arthur's guilty because his dad, he starts off by saying he was in his house and he was, he's 4 and he lived in Hawaii and that's when the raids happened. And then he changed. He's like, that's not true. My dad was out there and he sold out everybody and he was celebrating their death. And then, so that's why he's guilty and wants to kill the white guy. What?
Money.
How does his guilt lead him there?
Yeah.
That's the opposite direction his guilt should be leading him. That's more like I'm following this track. My dad.
Oh, I mean, he's dad's little boy, trading fuck.
But he's guilty because of his dad, and I don't ever agree with sins of the father. That's always fucking stupid to me. Like if my dad did, like,
I think if anything, the guilt should be pushing him towards being kind to people, and
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I think that was supposed to be a testament to the power of the sword, not necessarily his guilt.
But then it's not about guilt, and the guilt thing doesn't work either.
Right. We're not disagreeing here. We're saying that this episode doesn't fucking work. That's the problem.
Right. It's like what it is like we want to agree with the message that they're showing us here, but we're not on the right map. You know what I mean?
They contradict
you're going in the
themselves.
right direction on the wrong map in the wrong
Right.
state.
They're contradicting themselves in the middle of trying to give us the reason for the show.
They're trying to write A to B while you're already in the middle of it. It just doesn't work, you know?
Yeah, like you really cannot take this episode at face value in 2020. You have to take it at face value in 64.
Even at 64, it doesn't make sense how he gets there.
It's incoherent in spots.
It's inconsistent with what Rod is telling us at the end. If he's based on guilt, he would just go, all right, I forgive you for being a horrible racist. Goodbye.
Yeah, but that's not the real world.
But that's how fucking guilt works. If we're supposed to get a message out of guilt, it should be forgiveness. It should be, but instead he follows that guilt and goes the other way.
Didn't he jump out the window with the sword?
I don't know if he had the sword. Yeah, he did.
Well, there you go.
It's dumb. It's dumb as shit.
Kali, that would have been nice if they would have addressed that at some point in the episode for the Western audience that doesn't know that.
Well, and that's the thing I think we should take away from that too. Is like, if we don't automatically pick up on that, the people viewing this for the first time in 1964 are definitely not going to pick up on that, and that's a problem.
It's like this almost feels like a 2019 episode where it's like they're so concerned with the message that they're not worried about the story. It's like, I'm sorry.
For the podcasters, Callie said in some Oriental cultures, the child is considered just as responsible as the father. I think that's what they're trying to push there, and that was our response to that comment.
No, my response is fuck that. That's stupid to think. How the fuck am I responsible for where I was born?
That's their culture, man. That's what they believe in.
I get it. It's just fucking dumb.
Yeah, there's a lot of cultures I think that are dumb.
And like Kali just said, no, they did a poor job bringing it across. That's I agree. That's our problem with it. You know, it's like we want to agree with the message. It's just you didn't set it up properly.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if somebody asks me, do you agree with the message? Like,
absolutely.
Fuck racism. Like, I'm not about it, but I can also laugh about anything, you know, and anything can be funny.
Racism bad. Try harder. Tell us the story.
It cracks me up. It's so bad. You know what I mean? Like,
here's the tough question with the racism part.
All right, go ahead.
No, if you want to finish your thought, go ahead.
No, go.
Which episode has better racism? I don't want to say morals, but a better racism message for you, for the watcher to absorb and think about? This episode or I Am the Night, Color Me Black? I think they both.
I think they're equally as bad.
No, I'll say this
either of
one
them
is
does a
better.
good job.
This one was a little bit clearer in its message than I Am the Night, Color Me Black.
Well, I mean, this one directly calls it out, right? I
Correct.
In the other one, it's kind of implied, but it still does a terrible job at even that.
This one's smacking you in the face with how racist I am.
Yeah, 10-inch dong, just whap.
I know. a big old, hog of racism.
I go back and forth because this one, yes, smacks you in the face, but you're seeing the character be racist. The other episode, they go, racism is bad. And you should, they really spell that fucking thing out.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But I will agree, this episode's a little bit better. I think that might be just because of the performances and the believability.
Yeah.
Which, like I always say, Rod's scripts, wow, he's bad. He's out of his fucking mind. But if you get great actors to make them work, they're amazing. It's weird. I don't know how else to explain that. But that's what I've noticed anyway.
Ollie said, I like I Am the Night, though. It has to be royally obvious, so you start thinking, why do I believe this? I can't stand that episode. I fucking hated it. It was...
Yeah,
But, Cully, are you saying you like the episode, or are you saying you like the way that it portrayed the message?
Yeah, I'm curious.
That's the question. Because if you like the episode, then this might be the wrong place for you. I'm just saying. I'm just joking.
I mean,
all are welcome, but you're wrong.
Look, I love the episode because the propaganda is great for our people. So
If this was redone in Jordan Peele's version, it would just be somebody holding a cardboard sign that says racism is bad for 25 minutes and then roll credits. Yeah.
Or film the police.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Jordan. Oh, literally. Oh, okay. Okay. We're doing that.
I wonder what he's trying to say.
It should be called literally the Twilight Zone. That's what it should be called, the 2019 version.
Totally, literally the Twilight Zone.
No subtlety, nothing behind the scenes.
Because I literally can't even right now.
No subtext, just text. It's there. You watch
it. I mean, it took Rod like almost 2
Twilight
seasons to stop telling you what the entire episode is going to be about in this opening dialogue. You know, it's like, thanks for spoiling the ending, Rod. It's like, like there were so many of them in like the first and second season. It's like that would have been cool if I found out myself. Thanks, Rod.
Like I mentioned, the original episode that they cut down. The filthy version was way dirtier. Let's go to that because there's nothing else for us to talk about. Let's see here.
I have more clips.
Can I play this?
I know, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Can you shut the fuck up then? Good? Okay.
Mrs. Bowles down the street sent me over. She said you wanted someone to take care of your lawn. I rang the doorbell, but nobody answered. Then I heard your radio.
Anyway, you can make a small fortune up here. Help me clean out some of this. This attic's been like this for 20 years. Knee deep in. I found some I haven't even seen since the war. There ain't a serviceman who saw combat in the Pacific who doesn't respect the Japanese. They fought like tigers, and it was rare you could take them without them.
Look, Mr. Fenton, I work for a living, and I'm kind of in a hurry.
Listen, Taro. What's all this stuff about for a living? Now, you mentioned that twice. Don't you think I work for a living?
I didn't say.
I've been working for a living ever since I was a kid. And a job a lot tougher than mowing lawns, I'll tell you that.
I'm gonna. I'm gonna. Mrs. Bowles down the street sent me over. She said you wanted someone to take care of your lawn. I rang the doorbell, but nobody answered. Then I heard your radio.
What are we doing here?
My idea was it's an endless loop. He jumps out the window and just goes back up the stairs.
Oh.
And they start the fucking thing over again because if this isn't purgatory, it makes no sense to me.
Did you? Was it just me, or did you raise the bonsai up the level? Did you just like up that like 50%? That's great. Bonsai.
Oh God, it's
the weight of Frank's heart is having George Takei jump out of a window yelling bonsai with a Japanese sword.
You should have bleeped it out.
I know what to get you for Christmas now. Just a painting of George Takei jumping out of a fucking window with a sword.
Kali just talked about Balance of Terror, which I literally just finished watching, and yeah, I don't know why the episode is so highly rated of Star Trek. It was okay. I didn't get the point. Are you laughing at the window or the I've been fucking since I was a little kid? Because that part, I was like, gold. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can't breathe. My face hurts. Oh, goddamn. Goddamn, dude. You're getting them like perfect. Where it's like it's sleeping.
Those filthy Twilight Zones can go on Reddit. It's a subreddit. Thanks, I hate it.
That's what separates you from the rest of the internet, my friends.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we should set that up. Or Jansen, why don't you do something? Why don't you do those stuff?
Fuck you, Francis. I ain't doing shit.
I know you're not.
Ali, we were just talking about before you joined George Takei with the samurai sword, or he has a fencing sword in the naked time. We were just talking about that before you joined, and yeah, it's he's a little more effective in that episode, and he doesn't stab anyone. But I understood what was happening. Do you guys? Are we done?
I would love to see an alternate universe where he plays Zorro the Gay Blade. I would laugh so fucking hard just watching George Takei.
I just can't.
Funny or die. Get on it.
Oh, I can't talk, dude. I haven't laughed that hard in so long. Goddamn.
Can you play?
Yeah.
Oh, do you guys have anything else we should talk about?
I just want to say that I don't agree with what the country did to the Japanese people during World War II.
I do. You want to play a clip?
Sure.
Nice. Dirty son of heaven. Out there in the jungle just asking for it. So I thought I'd oblige. Started circling out behind him. A simple exercise for somebody with more luck than brains. Wait a minute, I was only telling you how it was.
I'm just gonna play the episode now.
A minute there, I thought you were gonna...
I don't know what got into me. I really don't.
You used that sword like you were mowing a lawn.
No, that was like a 3 or 4 minute scene that I cut down to like 40 seconds.
I know. It just feels like eternity when you listen to the audio.
Well, I just play it because, you know, I don't know. I like it. What do you want to say?
No, it's all right. Play Rod's outro though, and we'll get the fuck out of here. Because we have he stabs the guy and then he jumps out the fucking window. That's it. That's the whole episode.
Yeah, like I don't know if I don't think I recorded that. Yeah, that's what I got.
As previously heard.
Two men in an attic, locked in mortal embrace. Their common bond and their common enemy, guilt. A disease all too prevalent amongst men, both in and out of the Twilight Zone.
And now, Mr. Serling.
Next time out, we move into the area of graveyards and the dear departed. And we tell you a story about a most distinctive type of fella, who happily enough has an equally distinctive profession. He raises the dead. On the Twilight Zone next time, John Daner, Stanley Adams, and J. Pat O'Malley lend selective talents to a little item called Mr. Garrity and the Graves.
Was that a fart noise at the end? Phoenix has a small wiener. True.
Okay, so next time,
you know,
if you're listening to the podcast, to be on the next podcast. If you're listening to the live stream or watching the live stream, it'll
Thank
be
you.
in a few minutes. But we'll talk about Mr. Garrity and the Graves next episode. This episode, I was just telling Kali, I feel like I could think of 1,000 ways to make this episode better. And just the quickest way is just removing the magical samurai sword. It makes no fucking sense, but
oh, you know what? I should have read what Zickery said.
I don't want to know what Zickery says. He's got some weird thoughts. Sometimes he concerns me.
Yeah, I don't know either. I didn't read it.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I didn't even bother because I mean I don't know, like that episode meant so much to me anyway. Like, you know, because it reminds me of my grandfather. So, you know,
and I appreciate that. It's not a 10. It's not a 10 for sure.
No, just to me it is. You know what I mean? But like, you know, to be like unbiased, no, it's not.
Can you judge it
as biased
without your bias? Like, view it objectively.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like, I'm used to it. I mean, I have to for our ICP, which, you know, is difficult.
It's like when you fill out your brackets for, you know, the college basketball tournaments. I'm like, Michigan State's gonna win. I'm like, they're not gonna fucking win. Let's fill it out honestly. Like, what do you really think this episode deserves? I'm just curious.
I said something about a driver in a Pro Mazda, and then we went to the races that was right here around the corner, which is cool because they're going to, never mind, I'm going to talk about it. But when we were there, he saw me and he was like, yo, that was fucked up. And I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, why'd you say that? And I was like, what did I say? He was like, you said I was garbage. And I'm like, oh, you are. and it was just, he kind of like went like, and I just stood there. I didn't know. I didn't know. I forgot who he was. I just said that because, yeah, I just felt, I don't know. And then he walked away. I was like, that was interesting.
That's a good number.
Huh?
That's a cool number. What do you objectively give this? How the fuck did I get what you're saying, but
1 to 10, Frank.
yeah,
What?
that was like 8,000 letters, but no numbers there.
What were you asking? The score?
I asked you 3 times.
Yes,
I said my score in the beginning, 10 out of 10.
No. Take the objectivity, or put the objectivity back in it. Take the nostalgia out. What's your objective score?
Oh, 8.
Okay.
Yeah. That's all we wanted.
That's all we wanted.
My bad.
I'm fine with you telling the story, but you still got to answer the question, or at least hear it. Hear the fucking. If you want to ignore me, that's fine, but you didn't even hear the question 3 times. That's the problem.
Oh no, a story popped in my head, so I talked.
Nice thing. This is why these shows go long.
Yeah, let's
anecdote mode. Anecdote mode.
Plugs are out of here.
I have no filter, man. You know, it just comes out.
I have no plugs. Adam, do you have any plugs?
Yes, rareslostflix.com.
Adam.
Plug time. Jensen wishes to plug, apparently, reddragonsradio.com. Adam wishes to plug, raidersofTheLostFlix.com, and on YouTube for movie reviews and pop culture discussions. Frank wishes to get plugged in
Hampton
for hours and hours. Oh, and also in the Sports Car Podcast, Way Off Topic Radio Podcast. Phoenix wishes to plug LIWstudios.com for all of our videos and podcasts from Loitering in Wonderland. Send us your Twilight Zone thoughts in writing or audio to loiteringinwonderland@gmail.com, or tweet us at LIW The TZ Review. We will read and or play them on the podcast next time. Until next time, and in the meantime, I am Phoenix West, joined by Frank Links, Adam Wilcox, and Jansen Carlin. So long, citizens. Shut off the fucking podcast now.
Oh, Kali gave it a 6. And Jansen, just don't fucking ask him to give it plugs. You know the plug button. Just shut the fuck up.
Dude, I just
shut the fuck up.
I want to give him plugs, bro.
He has the plug. I have a plug button.
But
just shut the fuck up.
I forgot. I'm sorry. Okay, well.
Oh, break time.
Oh, fuck you, dude.
Frank's just going. Frank's just talking.
Frank, are you having a rap battle over there, dude? What's going
I
on?
muted him so you could talk, and then you told Adam to give his plugs when I'm about to hit the plug button. So that's what happened. Should I unmute him? Okay.
No.
And now he's silent.
No, I wasn't really talking. I wasn't really talking.
Now.
I knew I was muted. I was
I know.
joking around there.
I knew you weren't talking.
No, what was I saying? No, I was saying.
I got him.
Wow. That's a new level of cold.
That one felt good, though. Do we need a break or are we good?
I'm good.
I'm good, too.
I'm okay.
All right.
Let's get this shit over with.
Going to Mr. Garrett in the graves.
I was so happy that I found the Division Belt tour shirts on sale. I was like, yay! That was my first concert.
I haven't listened to the album all the way through. I don't think.
I think Division Bell is the only time I ever bought a Pink Floyd album when it was new.
Wow, you're old.
I was 10. You were 11.
Oh, kidding.
It's not that. Yeah.
Well, when did it come out?
94.
I didn't get into Pink Floyd till I was in high school. So
You would
Division
think
Bell
about
came out like after
94.
high school. Yeah,
It was
94 or
84.
something like that.
No, it was 84.
Division Bell's 94.
Are you sure?
Final
Positive,
Cut
100%.
is 83. Yes, I'm 100% sure.
I graduated in
Dude.
92.
The Division Bell was made way before Final Cut. What are you talking about?
Who the
Oh,
fuck
Division
cares?
Bell. I'm sorry. Division Bell, right. Yeah, Division Bell was
What the
94.
fuck is happening right now?
I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Dark Side of the Moon for some reason. I was
No.
arguing with Dark Side of the Moon. I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. That was my fault.
Okay.
I was
so
wrong.
confused.
Oh, no, I was wrong. I was wrong. When I heard Division Bell, I heard Dark Side of the Moon in my head. My bad. So you're right. Yes. No, but then I started playing guitar right after that. That's why.
Well, Dark Side of the Moon came out before Adam was born. Barely, but
That's what I mean. I was like, wow, you're old. like wait,
There's something that exists that you guys like that's older than me, and that makes me happy.
there's plenty of stuff I exist. Need I bring up a certain director?
No, we don't need to go that. You know
Okay.
what? We got
Hey,
through the
you-
whole
you
last episode
yeah,
without
yeah.
him mentioning it.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Things are looking up. I'm going to go buy a lottery ticket as soon as this is over.
I knew you could do it.
Winner is you.
No, I just like that episode because, like, in this climate, dude, everybody's such a fucking, oh my god, it's like finally, I can
All right,
watch,
guys.
I can watch something that just feels, genuine.
Let's get back into it and finish up.
I gotta pee. Like I gotta pee.
If you're going, I might as well too. It's like
I'm-
yawning.
I'm sorry.
You're fine. Go.
It's like whatever.
Oh, you're cool.
Okay.
Chance to pick a number.
73.
3.
You said pick a number. You didn't specify like what range. So
That's fine. Adam, pick a number. Should we just continue with Adam? He's right there.
12.
12 to 2. Okay.
I'm doing the podcast from down here.
I'm just chopping off whatever. Should we take a little break?
I guess. For Francis.
Fuck. If he didn't have the clips, I'd just walk. We'd just start going.
I think I bought the same chair that Frank has.
You know what? Fuck it. Let's just go.
You're on a scenic route through a state recreation area known as the human mind. You ask a passerby for directions, only to find he has no face or something. Suddenly up ahead, a door in the road. You swerve, narrowly avoiding the scary door.
I have combined the DNA of the world's most evil animals to make the most evil creature of them all.
It turns out it's man.
Hello, citizens. Welcome to LIW The Twilight Zone Review, episode 204 for Mr. Garrity in the Graves, 532 of the original Twilight Zone. I am Phoenix West.
I am Adam Wilcox.
I'm Frank Lanks.
And I'm Jansen Carlin.
Jansen in the corner, Carlin. Welcome, guys, to this show. Let's talk about Mr. Garrity in the Graves. It was an episode.
What?
It exists. I'll start. I didn't hate it. It was what it was. Who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Okay.
I like this episode. I thought honestly it was the first time that they did some like comedic things that like actually landed and like was genuinely funny. It wasn't like barrel of laughs funny or anything like that, but it was good. And like I love the Western setting, so like I thought that was fun. And I don't know, the premise was interesting. It was different from what I've seen. I don't know if this is a story that's kind of been done before, but I thought it was a cool take on it. And the actors in it are really good. I think that there's some good comedians in that. From faces I've seen, I can't place them where, but I haven't really done any research to find out where I've seen them. But I don't know. Overall, it was a good episode for me. I would say for my enjoyment, it was a solid 8.
Okay. Yeah, I gave it a 7. And since you're giving your score, I'll give mine.
Okay.
I'm being honest. I liked it. I thought they wasted way too much time waiting for that fucking guy and looking at his wagon and just like blah, 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 blah. Well, here he comes. Is he gone? Did he vanish? Did he leave? Did he skip town? And I'm like, get to the fucking episode, guys. Like, it felt like a really shitty version of the Iceman Cometh, like that play. If you ever watched that, it just felt like a really drawn out version and unnecessary. But there's some stuff in there that I thought was really funny and really, for the first time, actually laughed at the Twilight Zone and genuinely laughed. And it's been a while, and I don't know if it's ever happened, to be honest. But there's just so much of that early episode spent just like, here's his wagon. No, let's just wait for him. And like, we're waiting for Frank right now. And can you imagine if we just sat here going, oh, there's Frank's chair. I wonder where Frank is.
I think I see something moving. Maybe that's
yellow
Frank.
flag. His yellow flag looks like the Gizmonic Institute. Doesn't it remind you of that, Adam?
A little bit.
Let's talk about. Look at his light. He's got a night light.
Just a man in a red jumpsuit did a good job cleaning up the place.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about, so I'm going to see myself out.
MST3K. You wouldn't get it.
Oh, okay. Yep. There's a problem.
Insider jokes. Insider jokes.
And sort of thing.
Yeah. It'll change your life. It'll make your shit smell better. Trust me.
It'll make you be able to watch an episode of TV and talk with friends over it and still follow the episode.
I wonder if he ate shit again.
Jesus.
Oh, let's wait for Missy to come in and say, Frank fell. And like, that was great.
I mean, he's in the basement now, though, so I don't know if he's in the basement, right? So I don't know if she'd come, like, make an effort.
While we're waiting, do you guys want to watch the video of Frank falling? Because it's pretty fun. Let me pull it up real quick.
We have a video of Frank falling?
I think it's a video.
Oh, it's all about the message.
Yeah, here it is. Okay. So it's not him falling, but it's Missy coming in saying that Frank fell. So let's go. Let's get to that.
I remember that.
Previously on.
Oh, it's all about the message. I'm like, I get it. Fucking tone it down a little bit, will you?
Yeah.
I can't hear the episode over the message.
Season 1 wanted to be way more than it is. They wanted to. We're gonna put our stamp on 20.
I hope it comes back right now.
Like, just entertain me.
This ain't your dad's Twilight Zone.
Hi, Missy. Hi, Missy.
Frank just fell, so he might be a few minutes.
She's laughing. Look at my sympathy. Can his wife be on the show? She's better than him.
I forgot about that part.
You laughed over your laughing. Yeah.
What was I even trying to say there? I couldn't even hear it.
I don't know. I didn't care about you.
But okay. Fair enough.
I like that Adam laughed over his own laughing.
I forgot that you said that because you timed it perfectly and it made me laugh again because I forgot all about you. You said that.
I didn't hear. I just heard a train whistle.
That's getting 2 laughs from the same joke, Phoenix. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm glad I saved that.
You know, it's kind of like when you watch an old Mystery Science Theater 3000 episode and you forget a couple of jokes and they throw them out there and you're like, that was funny. I forgot about that.
Always a good callback when they do the watch out for snakes.
You know?
Always the EGA reference.
Anytime there's an EGA or a Manos reference. Yeah.
That was good. Oh, let's talk about that show for days. Anyway, fuck Frank. He's not here. He's taking the longest piss in the world.
Don't we have a few clips we can play about Frank?
We have a lot of stuff we can play about Frank. A lot of extortion material we can
talk about a little bit if you want. I also liked this episode, probably for some of the same reasons that Jansen did. I also like westerns. I like the fact that they were mixing like a little bit of the supernatural with the western element. Now, unlike the last episode that we reviewed on previous podcasts, this one, the story carried it more than the actual execution of it. Like I do agree there's some minor pacing problems. And also one of the reasons that I like westerns is because they always have such fascinating characters in them. Like they're perfect character studies. There's a lot of different things you can do. The characters in this show are not that interesting as the story itself.
Yeah.
So, but I did love the story. I laughed a couple of times as well. Especially the particular scene with the dog where he's resurrecting the dog, you know, and I like to call the dog. I want to call the dog Rex Machina.
I'd like to make it known too. Like I called it right at that scene of what was happening. I knew exactly what was going on.
He was grifting the fuck out of these people, you know. And it's like as soon as, and I think what gave it away for me was this part where he's like, "I need y'all to turn around, okay?" Right. And he says, "He's like, oh dog, Oh Monty Pani, oh Monty Pani, and I picked up on that because that's like a bullshit chant.
He was saying like
culties.
dog
Yeah.
money pie. Dog.
Yeah,
money pie.
that's the stuff that
Abra.
cults used to chant that in the airports back in the '60s or whatever when this was made. So that was your first cue right there. They use bullshit in these people because people that say that are like in cults and they're chanting and it means nothing. It's something that they do. So
we love Nike shoes. We love Nike.
Yeah. And he's just so matter of fact. He's like, "Oh, I bring back the dead." You know, it's like he's.
We love fruit juice. We love fruit juice.
It was perfect. Yeah, it was good, and it had a nice twist that I didn't see coming. I laughed at it. You know, I liked
the twist.
Yeah, but overall, 7 out of 10 for me, just because I thought that the story was better. Like the premise of it was what I liked the best about it, other than say performances or the pacing. That's the only thing I would say. Yeah.
Frank, you're the last to go here.
You want me to play the intro first?
No.
Sure.
We're past that.
Go ahead.
Introducing Mr. Jared Garrity, a gentleman of commerce, who in the latter half of the 19th century plied his trade in the wild and woolly hinterlands of the American West. And Mr. Garrity, if one can believe him, is a resurrector of the dead, which on the face of it certainly sounds like the bull is off the nickel. But to the scoffers amongst you, and you ladies and gentlemen from Missouri, don't laugh this one off entirely, at least until you've seen a sample of Mr. Garrity's wares and an example of his services. The place is Happiness, Arizona, the time about 1890. And you and I have just entered a saloon where the bar whiskey is brewed, bottled, and delivered from the Twilight Zone.
The bull's off the nickel, guys.
Yeah,
it's an older
I
expression.
have never heard that. What?
It's an older expression referring to something that is crazy or unbelievable. I heard it used on an old episode of The Twilight Zone recently, but I've never heard the expression before. That's Urban Dictionary.
So they made up a definition to a word that they've never heard before, basically.
So they inferred what Rod was saying and then wrote that in Urban Dictionary. That's why that website's bullshit. But
yeah, that's the reason.
Another minor gripe that I had, and Frank reminded me when he played the intro, is this episode's overuse of the harmonica. Like, I wanted to go in and choke somebody with the harmonica. It's like, look, I get it. This is the Old West. You've established the fuck out of it. This is the Old West. Enough with the harmonica. It was just a little bit too much.
Do you know how much harmonica we've heard?
Dude, season 3 is like one big harmonica. Like, holy shit.
This is why we hate, what's his fucking name? The guy I can't even think of his name right now.
Yeah,
John
Hammy.
Frankenheimer?
No, Hammy. Yeah.
Adam thought the show.
Hammy the hamster. Ugh.
Fuck John Frankenheimer.
Yeah, he's sexy. Yep. What was it? He had to come in and save the island of Dr. Moreau or something.
So we're moving on.
Wait, can I say something though? We were talking a minute about
right. Yeah.
We were talking a minute about the.
Do you want to tell Adam to go without realizing there's a plug button? Is that what you want to do?
Listen, dude, I got something to say.
Of course you do. Is it negative?
No, it's positive. It's positive.
Oh.
I promise. I'm trying to be positive. The bull off the nickel, isn't that a reference to like buffalo nickels?
I was thinking about that, but he said that's a buffalo, not a bull.
I know, but I mean, nobody's going to say the buffalo off the nickel.
It's a different animal. You might as well say like that's the canary off the nickel. Like that. No.
A bull is just a male cow.
Buffalo, though.
Okay, I mean, I think male buffalo are called bulls.
Correct, Frank. We're talking about buffaloes.
What's the difference?
A lot of difference.
Why?
A buffalo is like twice the size of a bull.
No, like
are you
deer.
confused? It sounds like bull.
Like a male deer is a bull deer, you know,
or a buck.
Yeah, I don't think
Or-
bull is referring to the species. I think it's referring to the sex of the animal.
Yeah, so it's a male buffalo.
Male buffalo would be a bull.
Yeah.
So it could be that. That's kind of what I was trying to get at. And Frank caught that.
That's
Thanks,
all I'm
Frank.
saying. Thank you.
My man.
Well, I looked it up. I couldn't find anything that followed any sort of train of logic. It all references the Twilight Zone episode. This one.
Or porn, I bet you.
I think it was bull porn, buffalo
Oh.
porn.
Bull.
So Frank's a bull. That's
Well,
what
you
you're
know,
saying,
bull porn.
He's
you
male.
know?
Bull means male.
Well, yeah.
What is even happening right now?
I don't know.
I quit. I'm done. I'm off the show.
By the way, I've been waiting for Adam to have that reaction. That's why I've been doing what I've been doing. I've been watching him.
My mind was just slowly going pop, pop, pop.
Because I don't really give a shit. Anyway, let's talk about the episode.
Because I keep
Frank, out of 10, what do you give the episode?
I'll give it a 4.
Okay, you're the one that's taking opinion then.
No, 5. I'll give it a 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
5 out of 10.
7?
I get it an 8.
You give it an 8. Okay, so Adam and I are at 7. You're at a 5? Did you settle on? Did the voices in your head finally choose a number?
Yeah, I just didn't like it. I thought it was dumb.
I see. There's.
It just doesn't make any. It was like literally, dude. Like I think before Rod's intro, I'm like, oh, so that's what this one is.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just like
kind of going off with Jansen.
And then the ending. And in the ending, I'm like, why? How? What?
That's the punchline. That's the twist. Yeah.
Let's put a pause there.
It doesn't make any sense.
We'll talk about the actual ending here in a minute.
It makes no sense. It's like Blazing Saddles, the ending they made. So
stop bringing up Blazing Saddles today. But let's backtrack a bit. What Jansen was saying, as far as calling it when the dog is there, I don't think we should feel smart going, oh, I guessed it then, because they kind of make it obvious then, because he like looks around and he makes them turn around. That's the diversion. That's actually them being smart because of that actual ending. Is you going, I'm ahead of this episode, and that's how you're split. Like, oh, I know. And that's
it would be if they just gave it to us straight. Like for me, they still didn't show the audience what was happening, so I think they were still trying to pull something. You know what I mean?
Think so? Because my thing was with this particular town this town is so small. These people not only know everybody, they know everybody's grandmother, they know everybody's wife, they know how many lumps of sugar they have in their coffee, and a stray dog is just going to wander in out of nowhere. That's why I called the dog Rex Machina. That was like the big giveaway right there. It's like, oh, this dog that nobody knows. Bullshit.
Exactly.
They're in cahoots, you know?
And it's a small town. It's such a small town and such a violent town, as it says in the beginning, like whatever.
183.
There's 128 people killed in gunfire.
Something like that, yeah.
And unfortunately, we have to go to Frank now. No, go ahead.
Frank, something to say?
Ex Machina was the movie.
So what Frank is saying is correct. We're talking about, Deus Ex Machina, the God Machine. It's just there to get the plot going.
Yeah.
No, that movie with the bald chick.
Yeah, it's referencing Deus Ex Machina.
No, he's talking about the hot bald chick from the last episode.
Oh, yeah, the previous episode. Yeah, that was the first chick, the bald chick that gave you a boner. Okay, cool. Well, call back for audiences of the previous episode.
I thought you were just saying the
dude.
term over and over.
I heard. I'm like, that's what it was.
And I called the dog Rex Machina because the fucker just appears out of nowhere and nobody knows who he is. I'm like, that's convenient. Yeah. So
okay, couple thoughts there. Frank, you're correct. She's fuckable. But
that's a lich of a candor. Of course she's fuckable.
Yes. It's such a small town, such a shitty town, that what I was continuing my previous thought is that they know this guy killed this guy and they don't say a fucking word. They just let it go. This is what happened. I have my own shit. They know I killed this guy. And they're all covering each other's secrets. It's some weird fucking cult town. They just all know each other's secrets, and you don't tell mine, I don't tell yours, brother. That's it. And that's what makes this work, that makes the episode work in a way, is this guy strolls in the town, says, eventually after 15 fucking minutes, tells the bartender, I can raise the dead. Drops the glass.
He drops so many glasses in this episode.
Cuts the Rod's intro. And then it cuts back and he's just like, he's gone. And the whole fucking town is sitting there in the bar, just like, wow, his carriage says Garrity. He must be Mr. Garrity. And that one effeminate dude, I can't even do his voice. This is like, oh, we have a great sheriff. And did anybody believe that this guy was a sheriff?
Oh hell no. No.
He was.
That was just a call to how stupid the town was, right? I mean, that guy, the one little shrimp guy, like gassing him up the whole time is just to say, oh, these people are fucking idiots. They elected this dumbass to be their sheriff, and everybody loves him.
Sees himself as whiter, comes off like Barney Fife.
It's giving giving recognition to the gullibleness of this town, right?
But we have Barney Fife as the sheriff, but we have Barney Gumble from The Simpsons as the town drunk.
Yeah, he's totally that guy.
Mr. Garrity's like, I'll bring all your loved ones back to life. And when he shows up eventually, he says that. And then they're like, after the next commercial break, they're waiting. And he's like, he's been up there 4 hours. What the fuck's he doing up there? And finally he comes in there. And he's like, I got... they were really eager, and they're coming down here. They're going to start strolling down one at a time, motherfuckers. They're going to tell you like stories from beyond. It's going to be awesome. And then you realize what the grift is because before anybody comes in, the bartender's like, so my brother here on the wall, maybe I killed. Like he doesn't say that, but that's kind of what's going on.
Mm.
So he got shot from behind in some random gunfire. I was holding the gun at the time, but it doesn't really matter. Anyway, I'm going to give you money not to bring him back specifically. And what I liked about the episode is how much you kind of have to think about what's happening in the moment until the ending when it spills everything out on the table for you. Because I was like, did he send out like people to survey the town and get the town gossip?
Oh, he had to have. Yeah, he had to have researched these people and known some people and done some homework on it. There's no way they would have pulled that off.
Which is the fun part. Yeah. Until the ending when his partner rolls up, he goes, off to the next town where you listen in on their conversations and gather information. I'm like, God damn. Like, I understood
it out
that
for you. Yeah.
Yeah. But at this point, I'm still involved and still invested in the storyline.
Yes.
And I'm excited. But he basically he makes so much fucking money off these people.
I lost count. I started to tally it up and I gave up. I'm like, nah, done.
Frank.
The bartender's name was Mr. Jensen.
Jansen or Jensen?
It was Jensen.
It was Jensen. It was close.
Yeah. It was very close.
It's close enough to be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. All right, moving on.
So everyone's laughing.
I almost like twirled my mustache up like really big and then put that as my name. But
you just shaved your head.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I already got that taken care of. But
yeah.
No.
He reminded me of my uncle, which is not the feeling I want from a sheriff. Kali says the sheriff is an idiot and reveals himself later as a coward. Let's go to Twitter because I have that pulled up. And Twitter had some thoughts in this episode. Really quick thoughts. Let's see. J.R. Parashini wrote, Mr. Garrity, similar to an Alfred Hitchcock Presents episode. We have not gotten there. I'll trust him on that one, though, because it's about lying to people. Joseph Moschetti wrote, even though Mr. Garrity is told in a lighthearted way, which it had to be palatable, its implications are very dark. It's a great episode, but Serling was making a dark point about human behavior, which I agree with. People want to see their dead ones, and I don't understand why. Would you guys want your loved ones to be forced to come back for your...
That was what I was going to bring up earlier, is the fact that it just fascinates me that people are so afraid to speak ill of the dead, even if these people are like complete assholes. It's like a perfect example is, when Michael Jackson was alive towards the end of his life, he was pretty much a meme, like a living, breathing meme. Like he was the source of so many wonderful SNL skits. I can't even, but then as soon as the guy passes away, suddenly he's the pop legend again. And I'm like, well, that's fucking convenient.
Rick James as well.
There you go. Another one, Kurt Cobain. Okay. People were making fun of him before he died too. So it's like as soon as somebody dies, it's like they become immortal and all of a sudden you respect them for what the good things they did, even if they were problematic in life. You know what I mean? I actually wrote a song about that because it's a topic that fascinates me to this day.
Sing it.
Yeah.
Not right now.
Do you have it?
Yeah, it's on Bandcamp. I'll show you after the episode.
Play it now.
No, I want to hear it.
Crucify.
I am so fucking invested in this right now. I'm
Yeah,
so excited.
like, dude, play it. Come on.
You put yourself in a corner there.
That's all right. I don't give a shit. I'll pull it
He
up.
brought it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's just a topic that interests me. So
Okay, real quick, let me finish off Twitter.
go ahead.
DJ Robbins wrote, "Mr. Garrity in the Graves is good." That's all he wrote. Okay, one of our biggest followers, as far as like people who contribute, is Cali 11 Cat's Eye at Cat Benny's. Spoiler. So if Garrity is proven to be a con artist at the end, how did his associate disappear into thin air? Which is one of my notes. This bugs the shit out of me.
Yeah.
He brings back the bartender's brother while his brother's like, "Hey, do you mind if you don't bring that fucker back? Because I might have murdered the motherfucker. Can you not bring him back?" And then we cut out, they cut outside and they see the brother walking up. He's like, he has a limp, right? And we see the guy has a limp. And then he's like, here's lots and lots of money that I would never make realistically in this time period. Here's $11 million. And he's like, all right, he's gone. And then he literally vanishes. And I'm like, being aware of what was happening ahead of the storyline, which you're kind of supposed to be, I was like, but backtrack. How the fuck did that actor disappear? Is there a trap door in the desert? I don't get it.
I think he distracted him as he was paying, and the guy just went that way.
No, we see, and he just vanishes. He fades away. It's like a Scooby-Doo thing. He's like a Scooby-Doo villain.
I mean, the fog could have rolled in.
I'm thinking it's probably smoke and mirrors. It had to be an illusion. Yeah.
We had the smoke, so you're halfway there. Where are the mirrors involved?
I mean, it's a pretty small town. You got two sides of a street, and these people are very superstitious, so it wouldn't be very hard,
It still bothers me, but yeah, I won't disagree that it is probably some sort of trickery they just didn't get into. And how much do I want
it was early 18th century rear projection techniques.
Dude, yeah. And back then, people didn't get the eye glasses that they needed to see better because they, you know what I'm saying? Yep.
Kali just said he just disappears. Not even the fog cover that up.
Yeah, I know.
Are you the same one from Twitter?
We found a plot hole.
Are you at Cat Benny's? Because we bring up you a lot on this show, and I'm just curious if you're on YouTube.
Me?
Talking about Frank, shut the fuck up. We're talking about YouTube right now. How long? I answered you 3 times there, and you just kept going me. Why would I be talking about you and say Kali?
I don't know.
It makes no sense.
Kalima.
I'm sorry.
No, you're adorable and I love it. Anyway, Adam, play Crucify. Ah. The Terrace Edge Chronicles?
Yeah, it's the album.
This big in my screen. I'm trying to read it.
In a time we seek the dirty pity, seek the dark and see right down the drain. We love the dead and crucify the living. Crucify the living.
Adam, do you own this?
Huh?
Do you own this?
Yeah, I made this.
Okay. I want to make sure we don't get shut down.
No, yeah, you're not going to get off of this one. This is my shit.
Build me up so much better than you. Try to stop it all from seeping through. My world is slowly, deeply shrinking. Innocence and lands of sinking sands. Have I found you? Don't know where I stand. Everything looks small from where I am. In a time we seek the dirty pity. Seek the dark and see right down the drain. We love the dead and crucify the living. 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 Crucify the
Not expected.
In a time we seek the dirty pity. Seek the dark and see right down the drain. We love the dead and crucify the living. Crucify the living. Crucify the living. Crucify the living.
So is that you singing?
Yes, that is me singing.
I thought it sounded like you. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, no, that's me. Obviously, I listen to a lot of Depeche Mode, but the point was, we
You
love
said
the dead
Depeche
and we
Mode.
crucify the living. Yeah.
I was thinking about Nine Inch Nails and the music.
Oh yeah.
Like
Nine Inch Nails, Tears for Fears. That's all my shit. That's where I live. I've told you guys that. Yeah.
Oh, good, man. Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
That's an absolutely shameless promotion. Now I'm pitching it on Loitering in Wonderland iTunes. You can buy
I'm
my
a whore. I'm a whore. What I was thinking is, Kali said when you were playing that song, the reason I was laughing is he mentioned the blankets, the rugs covering the bodies, the graves at the end.
Oh yeah, shit! I didn't even think of that.
So let's see that real quick. Because the ending is he brings them back. He tells them he's gonna bring them back to life. They pay him a lot of fucking money not to do so because they're a shit town. And he goes, "All right, I won't bring anyone back to life." He leaves town. The dog runs up. The other guy runs up, and he's like, "Nice job, dog. Nice job, partner. Let's go to the next town and scam them out of money." Haha. And they leave. And all of a sudden, this is the scene I really like because it's so fucking stupid that it made me laugh. And I thought it was effectively stupidly done. It reminded me of like minimalist horror of like early Night of the Living Dead with "We are zombies." The guy walking strangely. But here's the ending.
Tor Johnson in fucking Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Exactly. You want me to stand up? Watch these graves though. Totally dirt. What the fuck is this? 15-foot person? It's one of those inflatable guys outside the dealerships.
Man, don't do himself.
Anyway.
And they are totally clean.
Yes.
They're the cleanest
graves.
non-decaying zombies you've ever seen.
Yep. No mud or dirt or anything. You
Well,
know.
it could be worse. It could be the Evil Dead where you decay in 5 minutes after burying somebody. If like they've been in the ground for 300 years.
Yeah.
We said 128 people died within the establishment of the city. One died recently of natural causes. That's it. That's what the bartender says in the opening scene. Only reason I know that is because I just had to rewatch it to do my filthy version. And speaking of which, let's just fucking go to that. Fuck it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's see how.
It's
Oh. It's cut to that right now. Here's a filthy version of Mr. Grady in the Graves. This was a hard one. Let me just say that.
That's what she said.
I did what I could.
It's kind of like the sun coming over a dark cloud and shining on you with its warm rays of beneficence. I do a little on the side, too.
You know why we got law and order in this town? Because we got a sheriff that uses scientific deduction. I wish I'd thought of that. You know, if you don't know a fellow's name, you just look at his.
Your Zelda will soon be back with you to share your life and bring back your piece of.
No disrespect. What I mean is that Zelda was the of all womanhood. But on 6 different occasions, she broke my and this poor thing was in the cast so many times that I developed this. I can't wait to get back into town. I've got a lot of to catch up with.
There's a yellow skunk of the sheriff I aim to settle a score with, too.
And there's a little pet squeak of a thought just waiting to get his broke.
That was my favorite joke right there. That lady. That was. I laughed out loud for that
This
one.
guy's wife who just breaks his dick over and over. Keeps breaking it.
The visual of that.
She broke it so many times that I have developed a lisp.
Is it hard yet? Snap. Yoink.
But let's go back to reality here. In this episode, he has a wife when she was alive, loved breaking this guy's arm. Like, why? What a weird thing to include in this episode.
Oh my god.
I love breaking his left arm.
Man, like is that the best one yet?
That's the weirdest fetish I've ever heard of.
No,
She's
no.
so into it.
No, I'm talking about this short that you made. Is this the best one yet, or what?
No, this is the worst one, I think.
Agreed.
Dude, it made me laugh. So
This
Jansen, he's talking about the filthy version. This is my least favorite one.
Oh, this episode feels like it belongs like part of a trilogy movie, like it, like a Halloween type of, it's kind of what I liked about it. I'm like, well, it's appropriate for this time of year when we're recording this. It's like, we're in the home stretch of Halloween. Yeah, nice little Halloween episode.
I mean, like this episode just was like, it exists.
It's all right. You can be wrong once in a while.
It was something.
I was supposed to have a pumpkin behind me, but I was just too lazy to do it.
Where'd you put it?
Thanks for that anecdote there, bud.
Yeah.
So
He brought up Halloween. Adam said it, and I felt it reminded me that I just didn't do it.
You see the pumpkins behind me, bud? Yeah, I didn't do it either. I just didn't feel like it this year. I'm like,
private rock sign.
I am one of those assholes that makes sure that my light is off on Halloween. Do not come to my house. Leave me alone. I hate it. What a stupid.
So if you know where Frank Links lives, make sure you tell your kids to egg his house this year.
Kali, I think you just said the best joke is the pretty girl who didn't have to pay Garrity. I think she paid him in different ways.
Yeah, she didn't have the money. Yeah.
Yep.
Sure. And if that was what you were getting at, yes, you're right. That was the
hand
best
jobs.
No,
She had 3 like green holes, if you know what I mean, where she paid deep. And
got
Mr.
deep pockets.
Garrity doesn't fuck around unless you're willing to pay.
Deep pockets.
In fact, if you would have zoomed in on Mr. Garrity's wagon as he drove away, this little license plate would have said "Pussy Wagon" as he was like,
There's a license plate on that wagon.
Shaggin' wagon.
Shaggin' wagon. Pussy wagon.
Wagons are rocking. Oh wait.
They pussy wagon.
Yeah.
This wagon's the shag and don't come.
That was the name of the yellow.
Bring a power sander in the background.
That is not me this time.
I just found that this fucking thing we use has a full screen mode.
What?
StreamYard has a full screen button.
Fucking idiot.
What?
Nothing.
This whole goddamn time.
Can we?
Why did it change your audio then?
It changed my audio?
Yeah, it sounded. I don't know. Change it back. I don't know.
Did it change my audio now?
No, never mind.
Okay.
I don't hear any difference with you, Jansen. You're still as obnoxious as ever.
Then I'm doing my job right.
Yes,
what
the
you
bull's
paid me
off the
for.
nickel. You're terrible.
Yeah.
Savage.
The buffalo's off the nickel.
You're contributing like nothing at all.
Agreed.
Wow.
I aim to do as little as I can. As
What
often
did you
as I
think?
can.
Let's see
What
if I
did
can wish Jansen off the show. Dog money pie.
What did you think about
Dog money pie. Oh, money pie. Oh, dog.
Dog money pie. Holy shit! It worked.
What
Oh,
happened?
it's back. Okay.
It's a good segue.
Oh, I was like, what happened to Jansen?
He's off fucking Zelda
Holy
Gooberman.
shit, it worked.
Zelda Gooberman. One person, when they pay him $500, by the way, I did a little conversion math.
Ooh, how many?
How much $500 was in 1890? You will not believe how much that is today.
Like half your life savings? Or
50
your,
grand.
No, probably about 3 million.
$14,301.10.
It's a little bit off.
Do
You know what else I thought was funny? He
Hold on.
says,
Hold
oh,
on.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Do you know how many calls from Ohio to St. Louis? That is?
I knew that was
That's what I was
coming.
waiting for. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Because
Yeah.
I know exactly how many calls that is.
How many?
19,068.133 phone calls from
Damn.
Ohio to St. Louis.
Shatner could have lived there.
He might as well have.
Yeah, he could have lived in the diner.
My phone will not stop telling me that the Dodgers won the World Series as if I give a shit.
What?
It's like the Dodgers won the World Series. I'm like,
baseball's still a thing.
Shut the fuck up. Go away.
Did they? The World Series was just on?
Yeah, sports ball games, right, Jansen?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. The baseball games with the cardboard cutouts of people behind them. Dude, 2020 is batshit insane. Like, I don't even know where to start how batshit insane this year has been. I mean, I'm watching football with actual, like, boos and shit, but there's no fans. Like, there's a guy.
We wouldn't have known if you hadn't have told us either.
I'm just no, it's just batshit nuts, dude, man. Like,
Oh, you're watching Phillies games, so there's plenty of boos all the time. But
yeah, dude, literally at the stadium, somebody hit the boo button because somebody struck out. It's like there's no one there. It was just
those cardboard cutouts are mad. Like,
I think what they should do is periodically they should go and switch all of them out with like Simpsons people or fucking like
telling me over and over. What the fuck?
South Park people. They should just fill the stands with South Park people, all of them.
Oh, please do.
Yeah.
It's just I just can't watch it. Like and hear fake. It's like I'm watching a fucking sitcom with like.
I appreciate the effort. It's better than watching nothing.
It's like a laugh track. I'm watching a sitcom with a laugh track.
Oh, Frank, you're gonna love, or you would have loved last season, the ending of the last season of the NBA season, because they didn't have a crowd at all. They didn't do the fake noise, so it's just shoes squeaking and.
Oh my god!
Oh
my god!
And it was
like,
glorious.
was it like a mouse orgy?
Oh.
I was jerking off to every game. I'm like,
Wow.
and Sixers, who gives a shit? Oh,
yeah.
It was glorious.
I was gonna say,
I don't understand. Like, how hard is it for them to come up with a compound that doesn't make that goddamn squeak? I mean,
Hanson is loitering in Wonderland, thinking he's too good for this podcast.
Pay the fuck attention, dude.
Definitely too good for this podcast.
All right, then.
what do you think, Jansen? Are you into the NBA?
No, I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, he's good. He's off. Yeah, NBA is my sport. That's my number one. But
I want to get into it. I can't. I just can't take the squeaky.
I don't hear it. It's all you. How the fuck? What?
It's called OCD.
Oh, real quick. Kali says, let's see. Everyone happened to have that much money to give Garrity, and I completely disagree. I completely agree. That's what I was bringing up earlier, and we're doing conversion. Why the fuck do they have so much money to give to this guy? And I was like, Oil Town before oil really mattered.
Well, they didn't have really banks back then, so they had to keep all their money in the in the cookie jars. And
Yeah,
stuff.
but that's like a life savings for that time period.
I liked his first setup. He says, "Well, what do you do for how much would you charge for this bring back dead?" He's like, "Oh, it's just the happiness of bringing back your loved ones and room and board." And I'm like, "You're a motherfucking hustler, and I respect that. I fucking respect this guy."
But I love what he's like. $500. That's fine. Oh, for that type of work. When he realizes it's
you know what?
money like the sheriff, he's like $1,200. I'll take care of that.
It's gonna take at least $1,200. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he charged the first person $5,000, and the next person was like $1,200. I would have turned around and been like, "What?"
The bartender did. He goes, "I paid whatever the fuck the bartender paid," but the next person paid $500. He goes, "I paid $1,100."
Yeah.
Dude, even if you didn't adjust for inflation, just the numbers that they were throwing on the episode, this motherfucker made a shitload of money. I was respecting him. I like I said, I lost track of how much he was making. And I was like,
dude,
I gotta respect a guy that can hustle this good.
He got paid, son.
Yes, he did.
The crazy part is that they kept hitting more towns after that. It's like, dude, you made enough that you could probably retire for the rest of your life and you're good.
Well, he's got to buy another wagon.
He made so much fucking $500 back then was a lot of money where he could have lived off a couple of years and he's on to the next fucking town right away. And if he's splitting it 2 ways, maybe he's giving the dog some fucking scraps, literally. But
I mean, Jansen, when you live fast, you live fast, son. You know what I'm saying?
You die young.
Yeah.
And leave a good-looking corpse.
Yeah.
YOLO, right?
Garrity.
There's another chapter this where he's also a degenerate gambler. He loses all the money he makes, blows it on the craps table.
He
blows it on blackjack.
Well, Kali just said, why does the town, basically saying even the town drunk has that much money? Why? The guy can't even speak.
I thought the same thing. I'm like,
I do a lot of money.
Well, you'd have a lot of money too if you only had to pay nickels for a draft.
It's like, wait a minute. I know when there's a town drunk, they're broke. I know that for a fact.
But
he buys the beer for a nickel.
Fuck you, Dad.
That's back when you made 25 cents for the day, though.
Yeah.
He's not making, today's wage. That amount of money was over the top for me. I wish it was $20.
I was going to pay the electric bill, but then I got all drunk and shit. Sorry.
But I want my dick breaking wife to show up, so I gave you $500.
She must have broke his dick hard, man.
That psychopath. She broke my dick 5 times, 6 times. Oh,
just cracked it over her knee.
I don't know what she's getting out of it. She broke a dick over her knee. That's a big dick.
Oh my god.
Dominatrix.
I'm more impressed about the guy with the dick and as to why he's getting himself in the situation 6 times and getting a dick broken over her knee that many times. Too many times. What?
Pussy will drive you nuts.
Pussy will drive you nuts.
Yep.
Do you guys want to collect and think that's what he said?
Yeah, I think that's what he said.
Okay.
I think all men know this by his age.
So Mr. Garrity was previously in The Jungle and The Lonely.
Only the lonely can play.
The Jungle I fucking hate. The Lonely I fucking love. And it was the first Filthy Twas I did for The Lonely.
Was that
which one was that?
5? 4? I totally don't know what that one is.
The Lonely, it's 107, I believe, or it's where Jack Warner is on an asteroid, then bring him a robot to fuck.
Oh yeah, and he destroyed that robot.
Robot.
Yeah,
that's
he oh good god, the things that he did to that robot, it should be illegal.
Well, let's find out what he did to it. I do have my filthy version we could play. I have this ready here. Let's fucking do it, right? Why not?
This is represents the desert that you'll see on your screen in a story we call The Lonely. The Lonely is about a man sentenced to a lifetime of solitary confinement. The confinement takes place on a asteroid far out in space. It's the story about a man slowly succumbing to a kind of nightmarish loneliness, the gradual disintegration of mind and body because human beings have that palpable need for. The most benevolent and compassionate official sends the prisoner a long rectangular containing, well, a machine. A machine inside of a robot built in the form of a woman.
Robot.
It's a robot that and like a human being. A robot that thinks like a human being.
I like how
I
that
can
gear looks
only
like a
tell you
swinging
that The
dick.
Lonely, which involves a man and a woman made out of plastic and wires with a machine for a will provide a most bizarre experience. As to the physiological extensions of their relationship, that is, man and female, and what they do in their spare time, we're leaving this open.
The longest intro of all time too.
Yeah, that was like an ad for the the advertisers.
Oh, was it?
That's why he's like, gentlemen, I must.
He's literally like, look, he's gonna fuck the shit out of this robot.
Yeah, a man and woman, beep and beep.
You know, they're gonna do everything together. What a man and a woman does, you know, when the lights go out and they just fuck each other in the ass.
Let me just say, 3 holes all full of him, and
It took what, like, I don't know, would it take about 3 minutes for him to say, "Holy shit"?
Yeah, Alicia.
And then, like, it was probably like 10 minutes later, and he was like balls deep in her.
Oh yeah, he's like, I'm not gonna ever want to touch this thing. Oh, they're gone.
Yeah.
Ah,
my name is Lisa. What's your
So, Mr. Garrity in the Graves. Let's finish up. I enjoy the episode. It's kind of stupid, but it's kind of amusingly stupid. Where the ending was so fucking weird. The very ending where they come out of the graves, and I'm picturing him going along from town to town, and then just the town he previously was in being overrun by zombies. And I want to see that episode. And it's just so fucking weird.
There was the one zombie, the Zelda lady, right? It looked like she had like a hole in her neck, but it just happened to be something like like when she got closer, you realize it was just the dress.
She might just be an extra with a trach ring. You never know.
That's what I thought. No, but no, it was just a trick of.
This is the spelling out the ending thing where the guy gets on. Let's go to the next town and scam them. You survey the town for information first. Let's go now. And the zombies come out and they're like, I'm going to break my husband's dick, or my name's not Zelda Guberman.
It feels like he's dumping the script out on the fucking road as they're walking out. Like, just dump the rest of it out. Let him eat it. Yeah.
Dude, even if she was hot and then I found out her name is Zelda Guberman, I was be like, peace. I'm sorry, I just can't do it. Sorry.
No, it's
Jansen is loitering in Wonderland, thinking he's
too
good
fuck
for
it, he's
this
off the show.
podcast.
He's not paying attention. Fuck him.
All right, so the outro?
Yeah.
Get it down. I've got a lot of drinking to catch up with. There's a yellow skunk of a sheriff I aim to settle a score with, too.
And there's a little pet squeak of a sot just waiting to get his arm broke. And I'm just the gal that can do it. My name ain't Zelda Guberman.
Exit Mr. Garrity. A would-be charlatan, a make-believe con man, and a sad misjudger of his own talents. Respectfully submitted from an empty cemetery on a dark hillside that is one of the slopes leading to the Twilight Zone.
All right, and that's the episode. You know, Jansen's never paying attention. Fuck him, he's off the show now.
Next time is automation. Our area of concern, the replacement of men by machines. It happens to be not only a current industrial phenomenon, but potentially a sizable can of peas that, once opened, carries with it some very special story material. On the Twilight Zone next time, we open that can of peas and present a battle between the men and the machines. Richard Deacon and Paul Newland star in The Brain Center at Whipple's.
Oh, God.
Oh, no. I guess I'll be back for that one. So join me, Adam, and Frank next time for that episode. And that's it. Just the 3 of us. Because fucker's not paying attention. Fuck him. And we'll be back. Let's hit the plugs and we'll get the fuck out of here.
Actually, I wanted to mention something.
Oh, yeah.
It's, if you don't mind, it's not related to this episode, but it is related to Twilight Zone. I've been staying here with at my sister's house.
Yeah.
And we got into a conversation about Twilight Zone. And I asked my mom and my sister, I says, can you guys tell me, we were talking about Twilight Zone episodes. I said, can you tell me which one you guys hate the most? And you know how people say things and they surprise you? Literally at the same time, without even hesitation, they both said, I Sing the Body Electric. Just like, you know how I don't remember episode names? I'm like, oh, yeah, we hear about that one a lot on the show.
I Sing the Body Electric?
Yeah.
I Sing the Body Electric.
I Sing the Body Electric.
I sing the Body Electric.
Exactly.
I Sing the Body Electric.
I Sing the Body Electric.
There you go.
Okay. So Kali just said, okay, Mark Zickery said there are two types of people in Whipples, those who shout and those who make speeches while shouting. He's not that far off. Yeah.
Oh my God, Whipple is something else, man.
Yeah, it's something. It's not something to look forward to, but we three will be back next week to discuss that. And what's the episode after that? I don't even know. Let me find out.
Right here. Lost track.
Branson at Whipples and Come Wander with Me, which I have no fucking idea what that's about.
But, no, that's like I would say the back end of season 5 have been the most episodes that I've never seen before in my life.
Yeah, all of season 5 for the most part, except for the big ones. I've seen them, but
a lot of these are new to me, for real.
Kali said the episode I hate the most is The Fugitive, and that is the bottom of my list. The bottom.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
the very bottom.
He basically, took a little girl off to another planet to have sex with her. It's very, very odd. Very odd.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Come Wander Me was a stupid episode. Well, let's get out of here. Let's hit the plugs. Let's hear. What's plugs? This is gonna be awkward, but
it's already awkward.
Plug.dragonsradio.com. Adam wishes to plug Raiders of the Lost Flicks.com and on YouTube for movie reviews and pop culture discussions. Frank wishes to get plugged in
Hampton
and for hours and hours. Oh, and also in the Sports Car Podcast, Way Off Topic Radio Podcast. Phoenix wishes to plug LIWstudios.com for all of our videos and podcasts from Loitering in Wonderland. Send us your Twilight Zone thoughts in writing or audio to loiteringinwonderland@gmail.com or tweet us at LIW The TZ Review. We will read and or play them on the podcast next time. Until next time, and in the meantime, I am Phoenix West, joined by Frank Links, Adam Wilcox, and Jansen Carlin. So long, citizens. Shut off the fucking podcast now.
Nope. Just the three of us.
Yeah, that he didn't say much.
No, bye.
Huh?
Broadcast.